Hi everyone and welcome to the part 3, and I said we're going to be making these triangular shapes here, so let's just get to it. So we shift A, add in the plane and merge that at the center. Now let's bring it over here. Okay, so let me just extrude these, just trace out this shape. Just bring that over here to the z-axis line. Alright, so before I continue, let me select this mesh, go to top view, and in wireframe I'm going to duplicate that and rotate it 180 degrees, and along the y-axis let's move it over here. Just make sure it's right on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to select these, and with Ctrl J I can join that and right click and set origin to geometry. Alright, so selecting this again, I'm going to add a mirror modifier, so add in a mirror, and let's make these our mirror object. So the plane here, enable clipping. Alright, so in edit mode I'm going to select these and just make sure it's properly clipped to each other. So with G and X, just drag that till it's clipped. Select everything and press F to fill that. Let's see. Okay, let's extrude that backward slightly, something like this. And in edge selection mode, I'm going to select these edge and these, and let's just round those up a bit. Okay, that's better. Now I want to do the same thing to this edge here, so select it. Alright, and finally select these edge here and these, and let's give those a slight bevel like that. Okay, alright, so in the mirror modifier I'm also going to check Y to mirror that over the Y axis, and go back to edit mode, and with 3 to go into face selection I'm going to select this face, and let me see. Okay, I'm going to select that and delete it, and back to edge selection. Just zoom in till you can see the last edge here. So with Alt and left click, let's select that, and with E to extrude and Y, let's move that over here. Cool. So go to front view, and let's apply this mirror and right click and set origin to geometry. Let's duplicate that, R180, and move it up. So before I do anything else to this, let's fill this part here, this part, which is creating this panel here. So I'm going to do that by selecting this, go into edit mode, and let's select these edges, shift D to duplicate that, P and separate selection. Let's select that part again and go into edit mode, select everything, and let's add in a mirror modifier. So I'm going to add in a mirror. Let's drag that up enable clipping and mirror it over the y-axis and uncheck the x. And I'm gonna extrude it over here till it clips. Okay, let's go into local view and selecting all these edges. I'm gonna press F to fill that, and let's bevel that something like this. Okay, select this face and delete it back to normal view. Let's see, right click and shed smooth. It's cool. Alright, so back to this part, I'm going to go to wireframe and add in a cube. Bring that over here. Scale it down. Scale it down more. And in edit mode and vertex selection, I'm going to select these vertices and move that upwards. Select these and move that downwards. Let's scale it like that. Select everything. Okay. So just with this cube still selected, I'm going to press S, and on the y-axis, just scale that on the y-axis. And I'm going to select this object and let's add a boolean modifier. And let's make these a boolean object. Let's see how that's looking. Okay. Okay, not bad. Let's unhide that, and I want to round up these edges a bit. So select this edge, select this edge, and just with bevel, just round it up. Something like this. That's okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So what next? Okay, let me mirror this fan to this side, and this part here, I want to mirror it to this side. So to do that, I'm going to select these and let's add in a mirror. Okay, let's bring this sub D down. Let's add in two mirrors actually. So add in another mirror, bring the subdivision down, and let's make these our mirror object. So select the eyedrop and select, and on the second mirror select the eyedropper again and select these, and in the second mirror instead of X, let's uncheck that and check Y. Okay, so let's just apply both mirrors. So what we're going to do now, let's deselect everything, and hovering over here, I'm going to press L to select that, and over here too, I'm going to press L to select that, and X, delete vertices. Alright, so the same thing I want to do to the fan. So selecting the fan, I'm going to add in two mirror modifiers. So the first one and the second one. Let's bring the subdivision all the way down. And using this as a mirror object, I'm going to select that and select that again. And let's uncheck X and check Y. Okay, so let's just apply both mirrors. Go into edit mode. Let's select and deselect everything. I'm gonna select this circle with L. So hovering over here, press L. Let's delete vertices. Okay, go to top view. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Go to first selection and let's select, just drag to, I think we went a bit too far, so just these. Okay, and delete vertices. Same thing here, select these and delete vertices. It's looking cool. All right, so the next thing I want to make now is this part over here. So to do that, I'm going to add a plane and rotate that on the x-axis 90, and let's bring it over here. Go into wireframe, scale it. So just align it to this shape here. Scale on the z-axis. Like that. Okay, so and in edit mode, I want to add a loop cut here. Just move that up slightly. Okay, like that. Next, let's grab that over here. And I want to create these cuts here. So I want to add a cube, scale it down. And let's apply scale. Control A, apply scale, and go into edit mode and select these edges. And let's bevel that like this. Okay. Duplicate that and bring it here. So to bring out that cut, I want to add a boolean to this plane here. So select that plane, and in the modifiers tab, just select boolean. We're going to add two booleans actually, and select another boolean. And with this little eyedropper, just select the first cube we added, the second cube we added, and let's apply those. And we don't need these cubes anymore, so delete them. And go into edit mode. Let's see. Okay, let's bring this edge down here. Just G and Z, bring it over here like that. Okay. And to finally bring out this shape, I want to use a knife tool. So press K to bring out the knife tool, and on this edge here, just left click to make a first cut, and left click again here, and just keep doing this till you bring out this shape. Finally here, and press enter to confirm that. And with 3 to go to face selection, I'm going to select this face and X, delete face. Okay, I think we also need to take this part out too. So activate your knife tool again, and let's drag this here, and over here. Enter to confirm that. Select this face and this face, X, delete face. Okay. So let's select everything and extrude it somewhere like this. And let me select this edge selection, select this edge and this, and just scale that on the y-axis slightly, just slightly, not too much. Let's scale it a bit more. Okay. And finally, what I want to do is to Alt and left click to select this edge and this edge. Okay, you know what? Let's start from here. Just select this edge and with Control, left click to select these, and Control, left click to select these. I think we can do this better with the first selection. So 3 to go to first selection, just select these and these, select this first, select this first too, and the same thing here, select these and these, select this first, and back to edge selection. I'm going to, with Shift, deselect these edges. I think it's easier this way. And deselect these, and let's give that a bevel. Not too far. Okay. It's looking cool. It's looking really, really cool. All right. Before I begin with any other thing, I want to mirror these parts to the other side of the GPU. So just like we mirrored the fan and this side here to the other side, I want to do the same thing here. So let's add in a mirror modifier, and with the x-axis on, I also want to turn on the y-axis. And I just got to realize that I should have done this the first time we mirrored the fans here the other side. So instead of adding 2 mirror modifiers, we could have just added one and selecting x and y together. So with the eyedropper here, I'm going to select these as my mirror object, and let's apply that. Go into edit mode and wireframe, go to top view and press 3 to go to first selection. Let me select this face here. With X, delete vertices. Same thing here. Delete vertices. And what I want to do now, I want to create these parts here. So let's add in a plane. Grab that here. Scale on the x-axis. Let me go to wireframe to see it better. Scale it. And let's scale it on the y to this point here. Let's grab that back. Okay, so let's go into edit mode, and with a knife tool I want to cut out this shape. So okay, and just cut this out, and over here too, just bring that here. Press X to move that on the x-axis, and Y to go here, X, and let's do the same thing here. X, make your cut, Y, make your cut, and X, make your cut, confirm. And finally, let's do this part. So make your cut here and over here. Let's confirm that. So let's select these faces and delete them. So we're going to select this face, select this face, select this face and these, and with X I'm going to delete faces. Right, so let's go to vertex selection and select this vertex and these one. But before we bevel that, let us apply scale. So go back into object mode, Control A, and apply scale. 70, go back to top view. So instead of pressing Control B to bevel a vertex, we're gonna use Control Shift B and bring that here. Just okay, that's cool. Let's select these vertices. And these. Don't select these two. Don't select these two. So the same thing, Control Shift B. Let's bevel that like these. Okay. So let's go to front view. A to select everything. I'm going to bring that down here. And in wireframe, I'm going to select these vertices, and with E and Z, I'm going to extrude that upwards here. Okay, so A to select everything, E to extrude, right click to, I think we didn't select everything here. Okay, let's select everything again. E to extrude, right click to cancel that, and with Alt and S, just move that upwards. Move your mouse upwards to something like these. Okay, let's go to front view. And in wireframe, I'm gonna select these vertices and GZ, move it like these. Okay. So let's bevel these edges. So let's select these, and these. Shift and Alt and left click to select all the edges here. Shift Alt left click. Shift select these. Select these. And let's select this one and let's bevel that something like these. Okay, and the final bevel I want to do to this, I want to select this edge and come over here and holding Control, I'm going to select this one. Okay, so let's go to front view to see. Control B, let's bevel that something like this. Okay, so next I want to add some cuts to this object here. Let me add a reference image to see it better. So these are the cuts I'm talking about over here. So to do that, I'm going to press Control and 3 to come to the side. Let's add in a cube. Scale that down. Let's move it here. Let's scale that on the Y. Something like this. Move it here. And let's move it over here. So I'm going to apply scale to that, go into edit mode, and let's select these two edges and bevel it like these. Select these other two and bevel that and just add a few segments to it. So I'm going to duplicate one over here and Shift and D, duplicate another one here. Alright, so let's add some booleans to this object. So selecting that object, I'm coming to the modifiers tab and add the first boolean, add the second one, and the third one. And with the first eyedropper, I'm going to select the first cube, the second one to the second cube, and the third one to the third cube. So let's hide that to see how it's looking. Okay, that's looking good. All right, and I think there are some cuts too at the bottom here. So let's add in another cube, bring that here, go into wireframe so you can see, just add that there and scale down some more, scale on the x-axis something like these, and on the y something like these. Okay, let's bring that down. I'm also going to apply scale to that and go into edit mode. Select these 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go to top view and just bevel that like these. Okay, select everything and let's scale that a bit on the x-axis. Scale it out more. All right. Okay, so I'm going to shed auto smooth that, and let's duplicate this and bring it over to the second cut. All right, so selecting this object again, I'm going to add 2 more booleans. So the first one and the second one, let's scroll down, select the eyedropper here and put it on that, and the second one, put it on that. Let's hide that to see. Okay, it's looking great. All right. I don't want to add way too much details to this model. Like in the reference here, you can see some pots here and some cuts over here too. I just want to keep things simple because this tutorial is basically aimed towards complete beginners. So let's just keep things simple. But nevertheless, I want to add one last cut to the front part over here. I don't know if you can see it from the reference, but there are some cuts going along this part of the GPUs, and that's what we want to do. So let's just do that and call it an end to the modeling of these and go into adding materials. So to begin, I'm going to front view, add a cube, grab it here, and on the x-axis I'm going to scale that out like that and zoom in a bit, scale on the z to something like this. Let me zoom in, scale it a bit. Okay, let me move that up slightly and shift D and bring the second one down like this. Alright, so selecting these, I'm going to add a boolean and let me put that on the first cube. Let me hide that. Okay, we've got a cut. Let's add another boolean to that part and put it on the second cube. Hide that, and that's looking nice. Okay, so finally we've come to the end of the modeling of the GPU, and let's move to creating some materials for it. Okay, the first part I want to add a material to is this part over here. So let's select that and come over to this round icon here, which is called material properties. So select that and let's add new. So just select new and let me come to the shading viewport so I can see how it's looking. And in the base color, let's change the value to 0.152, and in the metallic let's make that 0.465, and roughness let's make that 0.287. okay, so and the next thing I want to add another material is, let's go with the fan, add new, and in the base color just bring this down something like this. Okay, so you can copy my value, which is 0.020, and let's reduce the roughness to something like these, 0.343, and let's see, let's give this part the same material as these. So just select that, and in this part here just click on that, and let's select the first material. Okay, and next let's add some material to this. So add new, and let's bring this down like this. I think something like that is okay. So it's called material 002, so let's add the same material to the top part. So select that, and I want to add the same material to this part here, so add that, and let's give this part the same material as the fan, so that is material 001. Let's add that. Okay, and I think this part is metallic, so let's add new and bring this down. Let's increase the metallic like that and reduce the roughness. Okay, I don't think it's really this black, so in the base color let's move this upward slightly. Okay, so this part, let's see how it's looking. Okay, so the bottom part is black, but the top part is gold, so let's just add a black material to that. So bring this down and go to front view, and in face selection I'm going to select okay, let's go to vertex selection and select these vertices and these, and select all of these. Okay, and okay, let's be sure you're in wireframe so you can select everything, and I wasn't in wireframe, so that's why not everything was selected. So let's do that again. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm come to this plus icon here and click on that and select new, and let's assign that. Okay, so in the base color let's change the hue to 0.078, and the saturation let's make that 0.893, and the value let's make that 0.615, and let's leave the alpha as it is. In the metallic let's make that 0.535, and roughness, let's make that 0.232. Okay. I want to add one last thing to this GPU which I almost forgot, and it's this text over here. So with Shift A, I'm going to add a text, rotate that on the x-axis by 90 degrees, and let's grab that here. Go to edit mode and type in RTX3090. Let's scale it down. And in the text object properties here, I'm going to font, and in regular, let's select this folder icon here. Let's search for impact, which is this font over here. So let's select that, and let's try and match it to the reference here. So scale on the X to match the length of the text in the reference. Just match that. Okay. All right, so let's right click on these and convert to mesh. So it's no longer an editable text, it's now a mesh. So tap to go into edit mode. I'm going to select everything and E to extrude slightly backwards. Let me grab that on the y-axis in like this. Okay. So I want to mirror this text to this other side. So let me add in a mirror modifier. And making this my mirror object, I'm going to also check Y. Let's apply that into edit mode, select and deselect everything. Going to select all of these, X, delete vertices. The same thing here. Selecting everything, X, delete vertices. Okay, so I think everything is completed now. So let me just set up my render scene so we can give this a quick render. So let me add in a plane, go to front view, and let me hide this reference because we don't need it again. So back to front view, going to grab this down here, and let's scale that out like this. Go to edit mode, and X selection, I'm going to extrude this upwards. Let's bevel that like this, and let's right click and shed smooth. And let's give it a material. So in the materials tab, come to new. I'm going to reduce the color, a little bit of gray, and the roughness too. Let's bring this slightly down. Okay. Before we continue with the scene setup for the render, I want to fix something here which I noticed. So you can see the text here is showing behind the fan, and I don't want that because it's also going to show up in the render. So to fix that, let's select this fan, go to local view, and right click and shed smooth that. And let's select all these edges here. Press F to fill, and let's do the same thing here. Press F to fill that. And one last thing I want to do to this model, let's select this part here and come over to the modifiers tab, and let's apply this boolean modifier. So with this part still selected, I'm also going to select the one under and come over to the pivot point menu and choose individual origins. We'd want to go to front view. I want to scale these up on the Z and X axis only. So to do that, press S Shift Y and scale this up slightly somewhere like that. Okay, so let's continue with our scene setup. I want to add an HDRI light to the scene, and I'm going to use one called Urban Streets, which I got from polyheaven.com. So just go to polyheaven.com and search for Urban Streets and download it. And once you're done downloading, just come over to the World Properties tab here, and in color, choose Environment Texture. Let's open this up and find yours in whatever folder you saved it to. So I'm going to load mine in now. Okay, and I still want to add one more light to this scene. So with Shift A, come over to Light and choose Area. With 3 to go to Side View, let's grab that up here and rotate it like this. Okay, go to Top View and let's hide this reference image. Select that light again, and with GX, I'm going to move that to the middle like that. Okay. And I want to give this background a darker material, so select that and come over to the Materials Properties tab here, and in Base Color, bring this all the way down, and let's move Metallic all the way up to 1, and in Roughness, let's give it a roughness of 0.335. Okay, and finally I want to add a camera to the scene, so with Shift and A, let's select Camera, and with Ctrl-Alt-0, I'm going to go to camera view from here and press N to bring this tab out, and in the view tab here, check camera to view, and again to hide that, and let's just fit this model properly in our camera view. Okay, just give it a nice angle. Okay, and let's grab this background and move it on the x-axis somewhere like this. Okay, so I want to use cycles to render this out. So come over to the Render Properties tab here, and if yours isn't on cycles already, just change it from Eevee to cycles, and make sure the noise is checked in the Render tab here, and in the maximum samples, I want to change this to 500 samples. Okay, so with that done, just press F12 to render your scene out, or come over to Render and select Render Image. I want to say well done for following along to the end, and apart from modeling this out, I believe you've learned a thing or two. And I also want to say, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so I can put out more better and exciting tutorials to follow along. So thank you so much, and bye.